Avoid your feelings at all costs. Depending on the situation, you got to avoid your feelings, man. You going through a heartbreak, you feel like not doing shit, you feel like giving up, you got to avoid them feelings, bro, because those feelings will will set you off track, man, will get you off track. You going through a heartbreak. Hey, all of us done been through a heartbreak. I know it's hard. I know it's depressing. I know you feel sad and this and that, but you just got to keep on going, man. Ain't nothing else you could do, bro, because if someone's not good for you, if y'all ain't meant to be together, then you need to cut it short and keep it pushing, man. A lot of times we get deep in our feelings, and that's how we get off track. We start picking up the bottle, we start picking up vices, we start doing this and that shit is not gonna lead you to do any better. It's not gonna make the situation any better anyways. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, when you don't feel like doing something, it's the same way. If you go be lazy, if you go don't do it, you lost, bro. You lost the battle. It's part of the battle. You got to go even when you don't want to go. And it sucks, and you're going to be miserable while you're doing it. But, hey, listen, at the end of the day, you're going to be like, fuck, at least I got it done. At least I pushed through. I'm stronger than that. I'm stronger than my feelings. But a lot of times you got to avoid your feelings, man, because that will, hinder you from doing things, man. And a lot of people get in their feelings and just start falling off. And it's like, hey, something's always gonna happen in your life to where you're gonna feel some type of way. You might have a car and it might give you problems, and this and that keeps giving you problems. You're like, damn, man, I'm so tired of this shit. And it's like, hey, you can't just cry about it, man. You just gotta go and fix it, bro. I know all of us, everybody that had problems before, and it's like, you just got to go fix it, or you got to go through it, man, and keep pushing. Because what are we going to do? Sit here and cry about it? Sit here and worry about it? That's not going to get us nowhere, man. That's not going to get us nowhere. That's not going to fix the problem. The best thing to do is see how fast you can fix the problem. That's the best way to go about this, And whatever you're going through in life, man, just keep on going. Avoid your feelings sometimes. I know, your heart heavy. I know you don't feel the same. Life sucks and this and that. You just got to keep on going, man, because at the end of the day, that pain will eventually go away. You'll get over things. You'll be stronger later on. You just got to keep pushing. It's all a test. So don't fail the test by, drowning in misery and this and that. Just accept it as life. In life, things happen, and if certain things weren't meant to be, then they weren't meant to be, and be glad that you haven't wasted more time on that thing, or you know what I'm saying, or you ain't still stuck in that scenario. Because a lot of people, man, especially with relationships, they get stuck in the relationship trying to make it work forever, and then when they finally leave, they're like, damn, this whole time I wasted my time in this shit, and look, I left with nothing. So it's like, man, you got to be grateful that life is like telling you, like, yo, it's time to keep on going. Life will give you signs, bro. You got to know how to catch the signs. You can't be avoiding the signs. If everybody's telling you this and that, and life is showing you, and you're feeling like that, and you're like, damn, maybe it is right, and I'm just tripping. Hey, maybe you are, maybe you aren't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, maybe you are tripping and thinking like you could fix something that can't be fixed, bro. Sometimes you think somebody will get better, and it just doesn't happen, bro. So avoid your feelings at all costs with these certain things, because that will hinder you from a lot of things, man. You always arguing with shorty, you always having a bad time. What's the point of being around somebody? You're choosing to be around somebody that's a bad time, bro. What type of shit is that? This could be with friends or whatever. Like, if they're negative and stuff, why would I go choose to be in a negative vibe, bro? I'd rather be alone, because I'm not gonna be in a negative vibe. We got too much shit going on in life to be in a negative vibe all the time and feel down all the time. I want to laugh and joke around and this and that, and be funny, because, hey, what we gonna do? If the situation is bad, or even if it's good, I'm trying to have a good time. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's life. We gotta enjoy this shit the most we can. People are here today and gone tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't be walking around here miserable and this and that. You never know when your day will come, man. And, I've been noticing that a lot lately, because I've lost a couple people, that were close friends to me. And I'm like, damn, like, this shit's crazy. One day I see you, man, and then the next day you gone, And it's like, all the bullshit I thought, maybe we might have argued and this and that, or well, maybe we disagreed and didn't see eye to eye. And I'm like, all that shit for nothing, man. It's bigger in life. There's a bigger message in life. You know, we're bigger than that, than to be arguing or than to be in a bad mood. Like, and then when people are gone, you gonna regret it. You gonna be like, damn, man, like, you know, I wish, you know, we would have spent more time, or damn, man, I wish it would have been like this and that. It's like, you know, you gotta be more grateful about life, man. That's what I try to do, is be more grateful about life. Even if you might not have everything you have in life, even if things aren't going your way, just be grateful, man. Like, as long as you breathing, as long as, you know, you can pay your bills, as long as you getting somewhere in life, you got a goal, you know, keep on pushing, keep on going. Just be grateful for all this shit, man. Because later on, you're going to look back and, you know, you ain't going to be in the same position. And you're going to realize that these were the funnest times too, like some of the funnest times of your life. Even when I've been through the worst shit in my life, I've had some fun ass times where I was like, damn, you know, that was some fun shit, you know what I'm saying? And like, it is what it is, bro. Life is gonna keep lifing, and things are gonna be thrown at you, and it's gonna suck. It's gonna have its up and downs, and it's what it is, man. It's like how you view the situation, how you take the situation is what really makes you, what really, you know, defines you as a person. Like, if you're going through something bad, just try to stay as positive as possible and keep on pushing, man, because hey, sometimes you can't do much about the situation but push through it. So with that being said, man, sometimes you got to avoid certain feelings and don't let that, you know, part of your mind overcome your whole mind, or, you know, take over your actions and make your actions turn bad, because it's a situation and you can get through that situation. You just gotta, you know, have that strength and pull yourself out that shit, man. Pull yourself out that dark place and keep on going. Give it your all, man. You know, there's more to live for. You know, that's not the end of your life. It's not the first scenario. It's not the last scenario. Just, you know, realize that it's life, man. It's life, and shit happens. You know, unfortunately, sometimes, you know, tragic shit happens. Sometimes good shit happens. It's just life, man. We don't know. We just out here, you know. We're just out here living and praying for the best. And that's all we can do, is enjoy the moment, because you'll never get this moment back. This exact moment right now will never come back again. So, you know, I don't like to spend my time in negative vibes and stuff. It's hard too, because I am negative and I do get frustrated real quick, like super quick, you know. And it sucks, because I'm like, damn, I'm acting like an idiot, being mad for what? Like, it's not even that serious, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like my mind goes black and shit, and I just can't think. The evil shit just comes out, and it's like, fuck. Later on, I'm just like, what an idiot, you know? Like, I realize, like, when I go to thinking, I'm like, that's so petty, you know what I'm saying? But we got to work on that, you know? The point is to work on that shit. Nobody's perfect, man. You know, nobody comes in this world and is perfect and always smiling and everything's all gravy all the time. Nah, life ain't perfect. So, you know, if you ain't perfect, you know, you got to work on you. But the most important part is to work on you, you know, try to better that part of you. And it might take time. It might take years. It might take forever. But as long as you slowly progressing, it's going to get better, you know, regardless of what you're doing. So avoid some of them feelings, man, and keep going through life, man, because life is beautiful. And life has a lot of shit to offer. That's amazing. So, you know, I hope you have a blessed day. I hope you could be more grateful in your life and look around and count your blessings, man. Let's get it.